I thought I knew my wife. 3 years of marriage, a nice house in Seattle, stable careers. Then one Friday night over dinner, Diane looked at me and said, "I want an open marriage. Time to explore real men." The words hung in the air like smoke. My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. She was serious, dead serious. Her eyes challenged me, waiting for the explosion, the begging, the tears. Instead, I set down my fork, looked her straight in the eye and said, "Sure." Her face went pale. That was not the reaction she expected. Before we dive into what happened next, I would love to know where you are watching from. Drop your location in the comments below. If you appreciate real stories about real life, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you will not believe what happened when our neighbor got involved in this mess. Let me back up a bit. Diane and I met 4 years ago at a tech company downtown. She was this confident-driven marketing manager who always knew what she wanted. I was a software engineer, quieter, more thoughtful. We clicked over coffee in the break room, talking about travel and books. 6 months later, we were engaged. The wedding was perfect. Small ceremony, close friends, a honeymoon in Costa Rica. The first 2 years were good. Really good. We bought a house in a quiet neighborhood, planted a garden, talked about kids someday. Diane was ambitious, always working on the next campaign, the next promotion. I supported her. I thought that was what husbands did. I made good money enough that we never worried about bills. We traveled when we could. Italy 1 year, Japan the next. But somewhere around year 3, things shifted. Subtle at first. Diane started working late more often. She would come home at 9 or 10, barely saying hello before heading to the shower. She stopped asking about my day. When I tried to initiate conversation, she would give one-word answers while scrolling through her phone. In bed, there was always an excuse. Headache, tired, too much work stress. I told myself it was just a phase. Then about 6 months before that Friday night, Diane joined a new gym. Suddenly, she was there every morning at 5:30 and every evening after work. Her body changed. Tone defined. She bought new clothes, tighter jeans, lower-cut tops. She started wearing more makeup even just to run errands. I noticed men looking at her differently when we went out. She noticed too, and she liked it. I also noticed her phone habits. Constant texting. Always tilted away from me. She would smile at the screen, this little secretive smile I used to think was for me. One night I walked past while she was texting and caught a glimpse. Someone named Marcus, 3 heart emojis. When I casually asked who Marcus was, she barely looked up. "Just a guy from the gym. We spot each other sometimes." The answer came too quick, too rehearsed. I wanted to trust her. I really did. But that knot in my stomach grew tighter each day. Still, I said nothing. Maybe I was a coward. Maybe I was in denial. Or maybe some part of me already knew what was coming, and I was just waiting for her to say it out loud. That Friday started normal. I worked from home, finished a big project, felt pretty good. When Diane got home at 6, she was carrying groceries. "I am making your favorite tonight," she said. Chicken Parmesan. She had not cooked my favorite in months. I felt this little spark of hope. Maybe she wanted to reconnect. Maybe things would get better. Dinner was delicious. We ate at the table, not in front of the television like we had been doing. She asked about my project. I asked about her week. It felt almost like old times. Then she poured us both more wine. "Ike," she said, and her tone shifted. "We need to talk." My stomach dropped. Those 4 words never lead anywhere good. "Okay," I said. She took a breath. "I've been thinking a lot about us. About our marriage. And I feel like something is missing." She paused. I waited. "I love you, but I feel like I am missing out on life, on experiences, on excitement." Another pause. "I want to open our marriage." I just stared at her. Open it how I want us to be able to see other people. Date. Explore. I think it would be healthy. Modern couples do this all the time. She was using her work presentation voice. Confident. Practiced. Like she had rehearsed this. "You want to sleep with other people?" I said flatly. She flinched at my directness. "I want to explore. I need to know what else is out there. You are great, Ike. Really. But you are so safe. So predictable. I need to feel alive again. I need to explore real men who can make me feel things. That last part stung. Real men. As if I was not real. As if 3 years of loyalty and love meant nothing. I sat there for what felt like an hour, but was probably 2 minutes. My mind raced. If I said no, she would do it anyway just behind my back. If I said yes, at least I would know. At least I could watch this marriage die with my eyes open, instead of living in denial. Sure, I said. Her eyes went wide. What? Sure. If this is what you want, I will not stop you. I want you to be happy. She looked confused. Disappointed even. That is it. You are okay with this. She wanted a fight. She wanted drama. She wanted me to beg her not to do this, to promise I would be more exciting, more spontaneous, more whatever she thought she needed. I am not going to control you, Diane. If you think this will make you happy, go ahead. My voice was calm. Inside, I was screaming. We should set some rules, she said, recovering. We should be honest with each other, safe, and we do not bring people home. Fine, I said. Anything else? She shook her head slowly, still looking at me like I was a puzzle she could not solve. No. I guess that is it. Okay then, I said. I stood up, cleared my plate, and went upstairs. Behind me, I heard her let out a breath. Relief, confusion. I did not care anymore. The next week was surreal. Diane downloaded 3 dating apps. I watched her swipe through profiles on the couch while I sat 2 feet away reading a book. She would giggle at messages, show me photos of guys. This one is a personal trainer. This one owns a restaurant. I would nod and say, cool. She went on her first date that Wednesday. Some guy named Marcus. Yes, the same Marcus from the gym. She spent 2 hours getting ready. New dress, perfect makeup, expensive perfume. She kissed my cheek on her way out. Do not wait up, she said. I watched her car pull away and felt something inside me go numb. She came home at 1:30 in the morning. I was in bed pretending to sleep. I heard her come in, humming. The next morning over coffee, she told me all about it. He took me to this amazing steakhouse. He is so confident, so assertive. We talked for hours. She did not say what happened after dinner. She did not have to. This became the pattern. 3-4 dates a week. Different guys. Derek the lawyer. Brad the financial advisor. Some guy whose name I never learned who owned a boat. She would come home glowing, energized, and tell me about these amazing men who made her feel so alive. Meanwhile, I threw myself into work. I started going to the gym 2 early mornings before Diane woke up. Not the same gym. I was not trying to run into her and Marcus. I just needed to do something physical to exhaust myself so I could sleep at night. I also started seeing my old college friends again. Guys I had lost touch with after getting married. We would grab beers, watch games. They asked where Diane was. I said she was busy. They stopped asking. Something strange started happening. I started feeling better. Lighter. I realized how much emotional energy I had been pouring into a marriage that was already dead. Without that weight, I could breathe. My boss noticed. You seem different lately, Ike. More focused. I got assigned to lead a new project. It went well, really well. Diane noticed too. One night about 3 weeks in, she said, "You have been going out a lot." There was an edge to her voice. "Just seeing friends," I said. "You do not seem upset about any of this. Would you prefer I was?" She did not answer, but I saw something in her eyes. Annoyance. She wanted me jealous, desperate, waiting by the door for her to come home and choose me. Instead, I was living my life, and it bothered her. Then Gabrielle moved in next door. I first saw her on a Saturday morning. A moving truck was parked in the driveway of the house next to ours. The previous owners, an elderly couple, had moved to Florida 2 months earlier. I was mowing the lawn when I saw this woman trying to lift a heavy box from the truck. She was maybe early 30s, long chestnut brown hair, wearing jeans and a simple white shirt. Naturally pretty without trying. Need a hand, I called out. She looked up and smiled. Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you. I jogged over and grabbed one end of the box. Books. Heavy ones. We carried it inside together. Her house was full of unpacked boxes and furniture covered in sheets. Just moved in, I asked. Today, she said. I am Gabrielle. Ike. I live next door. Nice to meet you, neighbor. Her handshake was firm, warm. We talked for a few minutes. She was an interior designer just moved to Seattle from Portland for work. Divorced about a year ago. Starting fresh. Well, welcome to the neighborhood, I said. If you need anything, just knock. I appreciate that, she said. Her smile reached her eyes. Real. Genuine. I had forgotten what that looked like. Over the next week, I would see Gabrielle in her yard sometimes. We would wave, say hello. One evening, she was struggling with a lawnmower that would not start. I went over and fixed it. Simple problem. Clogged fuel line. She insisted on making me coffee as a thank you. We sat on her porch and talked. About Seattle, about work, about life. Easy conversation. No pressure, no games. Your wife did not want to join you for coffee, she asked. I hesitated, then decided on honesty. My wife and I are in an open marriage. She is pretty busy with her own social life. Gabrielle's eyebrows rose slightly. Oh, that is modern of you. It was her idea. Something flickered across her face. Understanding. Sympathy. That must be hard. I shrugged. It is what it is. For what it is worth, I think you seem like a really good guy, Ike. Thoughtful. Kind. She paused. Your wife is lucky. I did not know what to say to that. We finished our coffee, and I went home. But her words stayed with me. When was the last time Diane had said something like that? 2 weeks later, Gabrielle was having a small housewarming party. She knocked on our door Friday evening with an invitation. Diane answered. Hi, I am Gabrielle, your neighbor. Having a few people over tomorrow night, just casual, wanted to invite you both. Diane looked her up and down. I saw the assessment happen in real time. Pretty, friendly, single, threat. That is sweet, Diane said in a voice that was anything but sweet. But we are busy tomorrow. Actually, I am free, I said from behind Diane. I would love to come. Diane turned and glared at me. Gabrielle looked between us, sensing the tension. Great, she said brightly. Any time after 7. She left. You are not going, Diane said, once the door closed. Why not? You will be out with Marcus anyway. That is different. How? She did not have an answer. The next night she left for her date at 6:30. I showered, put on a nice shirt, and walked next door at 7:15. The party was small, maybe 10 people. Neighbors, a few of Gabrielle's co-workers. She introduced me around. Everyone was friendly, normal. We ate, drank wine, listened to music. Around 9, most people had left. I was helping Gabrielle clean up. Thanks for coming, she said. And for staying to help. Happy to. It was fun. We were loading the dishwasher when she said, Can I ask you something personal? I nodded. Are you okay? With the whole open marriage thing, I stopped hands full of dirty plates. Honestly, no. But what can I do? You could leave. Could I? I set the plates down. 3 years of my life. Our house. Everything we built. Sunk cost fallacy, she said gently. Just because you invested time does not mean you should keep investing in something that hurts you. She touched my arm lightly. You deserve someone who chooses you, every day, not someone who sees you as a safety net while they look for something better. Her words cracked something open inside me. I felt my eyes sting. I blinked it away. Thanks, Gabrielle. Anytime, neighbor. I went home around 11. Diane was not back yet. I went to bed. She came home around 2. I heard her pause outside the bedroom door, probably wondering where I had been. I pretended to sleep. Things shifted after that night. Gabrielle and I started talking more. Nothing romantic, just friendly. She would text me funny memes. I would recommend restaurants. Once she needed help hanging some heavy artwork. I came over with my drill. She made lunch. We ate on her patio, talking about everything and nothing. Diane noticed. Of course she noticed. One Saturday morning, she looked out the kitchen window and saw Gabrielle and me talking by the mailboxes. Gabrielle was laughing at something I said, her hand on my arm. Completely innocent. But Diane's face went hard. After Gabrielle went inside, Diane came out to the driveway. What was that about? Just talking. She is nice. She was flirting with you. I almost laughed. So what, you have been dating half of Seattle for 6 weeks? That is different. You keep saying that. Explain to me how it is different. Because we agreed I could see other people. No, you told me you wanted to see other people. I never agreed to sit home alone while you did it. I just did not say. I would not. Her mouth opened and closed. You cannot see her. Why not? Because you are my husband. Then act like I am your wife. We stared at each other. Something had broken. We both felt it. She turned and went back inside, slamming the door. I stood there for a moment, feeling strangely calm. Then I went inside and started doing laundry. Over the next week, Diane canceled her dates. All of them. She was suddenly home every night, cooking dinner, asking about my day. Wearing the lingerie I bought her last Christmas that she said was not her style. I was polite but distant. The switch had been flipped. I could not flip it back. On Thursday, I got a text from Gabrielle. There is an art gallery opening downtown Saturday. Want to come? Should be interesting. I hesitated for about 5 seconds before replying yes. When I told Diane I had plans Saturday night, she lost it. You are not going out with her. I am going to an art gallery with a friend. She is not your friend. She wants you. Even if that were true, why do you care? You have been sleeping with other men for 2 months. That was about me finding myself. This is you throwing away our marriage. I stared at her. The audacity was breathtaking. I am going to the gallery. You can come if you want, but I am going. Saturday evening, I put on dark jeans and a nice jacket. Diane watched me from the couch, arms crossed. If you walk out that door, we are done. I stopped, turned. Diane, we have been done since the moment you asked for an open marriage. You just did not realize it yet. I walked out. Gabrielle was waiting on her porch wearing a simple black dress and heels. She looked beautiful. You clean up nice, she said. So do you. We drove downtown in my car. The gallery was small, featuring local artists, abstract paintings and sculptures. We walked around slowly, talking about the pieces, what we liked, what we did not understand. At one point, Gabrielle stopped in front of a painting that was all shattered glass and dark colors. This one makes me sad, she said quietly. Why? It reminds me of my marriage, all these broken pieces that used to be something whole. I stood next to her. I know that feeling. She looked at me. Are you okay, Ike? Really, I do not know yet. Ask me in a few months. We got coffee after the gallery. Sat in a corner booth and talked for 2 hours. About our past relationships, our mistakes, what we wanted from life. She was easy to talk to. No judgment, no agenda. When she laughed, it was genuine. When she listened, she actually heard me. I like spending time with you, she said, as we walked back to the car. But I know you are going through something. I do not want to complicate your life more than it already is. You are not complicating anything. You are actually the only simple, honest thing in my life right now. She smiled. Good, because I would like to keep being your friend, and maybe someday if things settle down we could see where this goes. But no pressure, no expectations. I would like that. I dropped her off at 11. She kissed my cheek before getting out. Good night, Ike. Good night, Gabrielle. When I got home, every light in the house was on. Diane was sitting in the living room, eyes red. She had been crying. We need to talk, she said. Okay, I made a mistake. A huge mistake. I thought I wanted freedom and excitement and all these things. But I was wrong. I want you. I want us. I want our marriage. Tears streamed down her face. Please, Ike. I am so sorry. Can we start over? I sat down across from her, felt nothing. No anger, no sadness. Just emptiness. No. What? We cannot start over. You did not make a mistake, Diane. You made a choice. You chose to hurt me, to humiliate me, to treat me like I was not enough. And now that someone else might want me suddenly, I am valuable again. That is not love. That is possession. I do love you. No, you love the idea of me. The stable guy who pays half the bills and does not complain. But you do not actually want me. You just do not want anyone else to have me. That is not true. Is it not? Answer me honestly. Did you come home tonight and miss me? Or did you come home and panic because you might lose control? She could not answer. Because we both knew the truth. I want a divorce, I said quietly. No. Ike, please. I am done, Diane. I should have been done the moment you asked for an open marriage. But I am done now. She cried harder, begged, made promises. But I had heard enough promises. I went upstairs, packed a bag, and spent the night at a hotel. The next morning I called a lawyer. The divorce took 2 months. Diane tried everything. Tears, anger, bargaining. She showed up at my office, called my friends. Even confronted Gabrielle one day, accusing her of breaking up our marriage. Gabrielle calmly told her that the marriage was broken long before they met. Diane did not have a response to that. The house sold quickly. We split everything 50-50. I moved into a small apartment closer to downtown. Minimalist, clean, mine. For the first time in years, I felt like I could breathe. Diane moved back to her parents' house temporarily. I heard through mutual friends that she tried to reconnect with Marcus. He was already dating someone seriously. Derek, too. Turns out the exciting men she was exploring were not looking for anything serious with her either. They were just having fun, like she was with me. The first few weeks after the divorce were strange, quiet. I would wake up and forget for a moment that I was alone. Then I would remember and feel relief. I threw myself into work, got promoted to senior engineer, started a new project that had me traveling once a month. I went hiking most weekends. Learned to cook more than just pasta and sandwiches. Rediscovered old hobbies I had abandoned during my marriage. Gabrielle and I stayed friends, real friends. No pressure like she promised. We would grab coffee sometimes, go to museums, watch movies. Slowly, carefully, something grew between us, not based on drama or games or proving anything. Just two people who enjoyed each other's company. About 4 months after the divorce was final, I took her to dinner. A real date, not as friends. I was nervous, which was ridiculous. We had spent hours together by that point. But this felt different, important. I'm glad we waited, she said over dessert. I wanted to know you were ready. That you chose me because you wanted to, not because you were running from something. I am ready, I said, and I am not running anymore. 6 months after that, we were dating seriously. A year later, she moved into my apartment. No games, no tests, no wondering if she was going to wake up one day and decide I was not enough. She chose me, every single day. And I chose her. I ran into Diane once about 18 months after the divorce. She was at a coffee shop downtown with some guy I did not recognize. She saw me, looked away quickly. I nodded politely and left. I felt nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, nothing. She was just someone I used to know. Looking back, I realized that night when Diane asked for an open marriage was the best thing that could have happened. Not because it felt good. It did not. It felt like dying slowly. But it forced me to see the truth, that I had been settling. That I had been accepting scraps of affection and calling it love. That I had valued her happiness over my own dignity. When I said sure, that night I was not being weak. I was giving her exactly what she asked for. And in doing so, I gave myself permission to stop fighting for someone who did not fight for me. I learned that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply let go. Stop begging people to stay. Stop trying to prove your worth to someone who refuses to see it. I learned that respect is not negotiable. If someone does not respect you, does not value you, does not choose you, nothing you do will change that, and you should not want to change it. you should walk away. Find people who see you clearly and choose you anyway. Choose you enthusiastically. Choose you consistently. Gabrielle taught me that love does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be a constant test or battle or negotiation. It can be simple, easy. Two people showing up for each other every day, being kind, being present, being enough exactly as you are. I do not know what the future holds. Gabrielle and I talk about marriage sometimes, but we are not in a hurry. We are building something solid, one day at a time. No drama, no games. Just real love, built on real respect. If you are in a relationship where someone is making you feel like you are not enough, I want you to hear this. You are enough. You have always been enough. The problem is not you. The problem is them. And you deserve better. You deserve someone who sees your worth and treasures it. Someone who does not need to explore other options to appreciate what they have. Walking away is hard. Letting go hurts. But staying in a relationship where you are not valued hurts worse. It kills you slowly, piece by piece, until you forget who you were before you started shrinking yourself to fit their needs. I got lucky. I found someone who helped me remember. But even if I had not, even if I had ended up alone, it would have been better than staying with someone who treated my heart like a backup plan. So here is my question for you. Have you ever been in a situation where someone took you for granted until they thought they might lose you? How did you handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. And if this story resonated with you, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more real-life stories that remind us we are not alone in our struggles. Share this with someone who might need to hear it today. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there find the courage to choose themselves. Take care of your hearts. You only get one. Make sure you give it to someone who knows what it is worth.